Snipers, you have to see what's happening to the Bitcoin price today as we are testing a major support level for Bitcoin right now. And if this support level holds, the continuation towards our target of $56,000 is still valid. More importantly, I want to talk about Ethereum breaking out just as we predicted in our video yesterday towards our price target of $2,000 US. There are a lot of key levels to watch on the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart because just as we predicted in our video yesterday, we broke out of this falling wedge. That is very positive for altcoins. We'll take a look at others' dominance right now coming up to test the weekly open, and Bitcoin dominance finding weakness at its weekly open, and it is coming back down towards this bearish channel. I want to talk about the key levels to watch for Bitcoin dominance in order to determine whether or not altcoin season will continue, and then we'll take a look at the DXY and traditional markets as we are seeing some weakness in the S&P 500. We have a lot to look at today. You guys are watching the Snipers channel. My name is Naeem Al-Obeidi. If you appreciate this content, remember to like this video. First and foremost, I want to talk about what's happening to Bitcoin right now because we are testing a very key level of support here, and if this support level holds, the continuation to the upside is highly likely. At this point, we are seeing some very good buy volume, very little sellers in the market right now. That is extremely positive for Bitcoin in my opinion. Now, the key levels to watch on the downside, I do want to address both sides of the equation, of course, as always. If we start to break this support level, I do want to ensure that this weekly open holds for us, sitting right at that $48,600 level. If this weekly open holds, the bullish scenario can still continue, and I do want to address that just in case. But for now, things are looking extremely bullish, and we still have that potential to come up towards our target of $56,000 before seeing a possible consolidation period at that higher range. And if we look at the Ichimoku cloud on the 4-hour, what you'll notice is we've yet to even test this Ichimoku cloud, and that to me is extremely bullish for the upside potential in Bitcoin. And then when we take a look at what's happening to Ethereum, you can see just as we predicted, we broke out of this symmetrical triangle heading towards our target of $2,000 US, and we did find some good support at the Ichimoku cloud. And in my opinion, Ethereum is in price discovery, and it has the potential to not only hit $2,000 US, but once this pattern breaks out, it could potentially even go further. So things are looking extremely good for Ethereum. When we look at the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, I've been talking about this for quite some time. We are in a macro bullish trend right now for the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart. So this pullback, in my opinion, now gives Ethereum a lot of room to the upside, especially now that we are above this weekly open. That was a confirmation that we were waiting for yesterday. And of course, yesterday we saw us coming down and breaking down here towards that 35,500 Satoshi level. And I told you guys, if we were to come back up, there was most likely going to be a breakout, and that's exactly what's happened. And so far, because we are holding this weekly open, that is very positive in my opinion for the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart. What I'd like to see is a continuation to the upside from here. And then of course, we do have these major levels of resistance up top. This monthly open is key in my opinion, sitting right at that 39,600 Satoshi level. And that to me is going to be a key level for Ethereum as we continue to the upside. But because we have all of this room here to go for the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, in my opinion, things could be very bullish for Ethereum in the next coming days, into the next coming week. And then we do know that this area right here is the 200-week moving average resistance. If we start to come up towards that range and break out, that would be a massive breakout confirmation for Ethereum. Now, if we start to come down and close any candles below this weekly open, in my opinion, that would be worrisome, and then we could potentially continue further down. But until we start to see a confirmation of a breakdown, I'm not going to address that situation. Of course, I will update you guys on my video tomorrow, depending on how this starts to play out. And when we look at what's happening to others' dominance, you can see we're seeing congruence with that thesis as we are coming back up. We didn't form a lower low, which is very positive. We formed a higher low here, and now we're coming towards this weekly open. If we want to confirm some positive price action for altcoins, we do want to get above this weekly open on others' dominance, close hourly candles above that, and that would be the first confirmation of a breakout to the upside. And of course, if we look at this trend, you can see we also have this trend line that is about to break, and it's currently in the process of breaking. So that already here is a very positive sign for others' dominance. Of course, we can even connect these dots, and we have sort of a symmetrical triangle here forming for others' dominance, which is very positive in my opinion. And you can see on the 4-hour chart, we did maintain this 50-period moving average, which is very good. And that to me is very positive for others' dominance. And then check this out. Very interesting stuff happening to the Bitcoin dominance chart. Just as we predicted, we found resistance here at this monthly open, and now Bitcoin dominance is coming down, and we already broke down from this weekly open. If we start to close hourly candles below this weekly open, that would also be another confirmation for altcoin season. And then if we break back down into this channel, that would be very positive for Bitcoin dominance. And I'm very keen on seeing what happens here to Bitcoin dominance, because remember, on this weekly chart, we do have the support level at the 200-week moving average, and if we start to come down towards this level, I am going to be watching for a potential bounce here, because we know this level has been respected in the past quite often for Bitcoin. And if we come down and touch this and we see a reaction to the upside, that could really hurt altcoins. So we do have to monitor Bitcoin dominance. In my opinion, it is an extremely important chart that could see a reversal in the next few days or weeks, and we do want to monitor that. But until then, things are looking extremely bullish for the altcoins as long as Bitcoin dominance stays at these lower areas inside of this channel. By the way, if you guys want to win one of my favorite books on investing, I'm going to be giving away Trading Psychology on this video. All you have to do is comment below and share this video, and you'll have the chance to win this giveaway, and I'll pick a winner from our video yesterday at the end of this video. But now that we've taken a look at Bitcoin dominance and others' dominance and Ethereum, I do want to address what's happening in the broader spectrum. When we look at the DXY, the dollar value, just as we predicted, we are now seeing resistance at this major area here, and we are coming back down to potentially consolidate inside of this channel. We did see a rejection at the top of this channel before we even touched it, which is bearish, and now you can see we are coming down to test this monthly and weekly open. One thing I'm going to be watching is whether or not we're going to close hourly candles below this monthly and weekly open. If so, that confirms weakness in the dollar, which would assume that asset prices have a lot of room to go if this continues to the downside or even consolidates in this range. Now, the one thing we don't want to see, if we want to see continued strength with asset prices, is a test of this 50-day moving average coming below the monthly and weekly open, and then a bounce back up to then break this resistance. And then we have to start watching this 100-day moving average for a potential area of a breakout with the DXY, because just like Bitcoin dominance is coming to bottom out soon and reverse, there is a potential we could see the US dollar reverse as well and see some strength in the next coming days or weeks if we start to confirm any upside bullish action. But for now, things are still looking very good for the DXY. It doesn't move as fast, and so there's not much more to look at there. We look at the S&P 500, we are seeing a pullback right now in the broader markets. We also look at international markets. You'll also see confluence with those markets. You can see we're below this weekly open, finding a rejection here on the daily chart with this daily candle forming a lower low. So it's going to be interesting to watch this, especially the effect that the S&P 500 has on Bitcoin. You know, they're very correlated, just like we bounced here on the 50-day moving average. Bitcoin did the same exact thing here, bounced on that 50-day moving average until we saw a continuation to the upside. And so if we start to see the S&P 500 come down, that could be something to keep note of, because that could potentially bring Bitcoin down. And once again, with Bitcoin right now, as long as we stay above this support level, right at that $50,800 level, I think things are going to be good. But if we start to break down, that weekly open is going to be key. And then from there, of course, we do have that $44,800 level as a very strong support level for Bitcoin. But I do want to address that the traditional markets are seeing some weakness, and we do have to keep that in mind. And then we look at Ethereum dominance. I do want to talk about this. Also breaking out of this falling wedge right now. We do have this 50-day moving average to watch right now for a potential resistance level, but we are above the weekly open right now, which is very positive for Ethereum dominance, and that correlates a lot with the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart. Now, for those in our Discord premium group, I do want to cover some trades that we've taken. We've been having a lot of success with altcoins, and I do want to cover some of the trades that we've been taking here. The FLM USDT trade that we actually took yesterday, you can see we entered here at 54.70 where this red line is, and this was sent out right at this blue area, and I'll show you exactly what trade this was. It was an entry at 54.70. All targets have hit, and I'll talk about exactly why I took this trade for those that like to learn from some of our content. So specifically with this one, we did have this symmetrical triangle forming, of course, and once we saw a confirmation of a breakout towards 70% of the apex of the triangle, as always, I went ahead and started watching this chart. We did get a test of the support, and once we got the test of the support and a bounce, that to me was enough confirmation to go ahead and send an entry at 54.70, which was the resistance from the initial breakout. You always want to wait for those confirmations, and of course, as soon as that came up, that went ahead and resulted in some very nice profits, over 3% profits, and then it actually came back down below this weekly open. And the other aspect of this breakout was the fact that because we saw this rejection at the weekly open, but we bounced at the support of the breakout and we came back up, I knew that if it were to push up one more time, remember, once you knock on the door once, twice, usually the third or fourth time, somebody answers, and that's exactly what happened here. But then you can see we did break down, and that's why you always want to trail your stops after the first target hits. We always set up our first targets to have enough for some decent profits, and from there you always want to set up your stop to break even, especially when you see something like the weekly open there. After a break of the weekly open, if you come down back towards that weekly open, there's a high likelihood it could get tested and broken, and so you always want to keep those levels in mind. But this was a very beautiful trade. And then you can see with SXP USDT, I also sent this trade out at 2:41 a.m. yesterday with an entry at 2.6245 right over here. This was a very interesting play actually. On the daily chart, we had a very strong bullish divergence that I noticed. If you look at the RSI here, you can see we did form a lower low, and with the price action we formed a higher low, and that's a very bullish divergence on the daily chart. And I noticed that after we saw that divergence with this bounce, I went ahead and started to determine what my entry was going to be. I waited for us to get above this weekly open, as you can see, and as soon as we started closing hourly candles above that weekly open, I sent this trade out right here with the previous resistance, and of course that eventually broke out and resulted in some very nice profits. You can see over 15% profits for this trade alone on SXP USDT. So very interesting stuff. Hopefully you've learned something from going over those trades. I'm extremely excited to see what happens to Bitcoin at this major support level, especially as traditional markets are seeing sort of a pullback right now. It will be interesting to see the price action for Bitcoin, and of course Ethereum, exactly as we've been telling you guys, has broken out to the upside. I'm super excited to see what the potential price targets are as we continue into price discovery for Ethereum. I do want to pick a winner for our book giveaway on yesterday's video. If you guys want to enter into this, just comment below and share this video, not too hard, and I'll go ahead and pick a winner. Let's see, Rock Halverson. He says, thanks for the great coverage, crypto homies. We are just launching for Mars and Elon is on board with us. Let the rockets blare. Nice. I love it, Rock. Go ahead and send me a message on Instagram. The link is in the description below, and you are eligible to win one of my favorite books on investing. And if you guys want to enter into that giveaway, just comment below and share this video. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I can't do this without you guys. It's been a very exciting week, and I expect that to continue in the cryptocurrency markets. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and until tomorrow, snipers out.